Welcome to Double Back for Ammo. My name is Dan, and today I want to tell you how I assembled these awesome display cases behind me. After the arrival of my awesome Bloodborne Hunter Blood Regain Edition statue, I decided it was time to update my room with better display cases for my figures to show them off and to keep them dust-free. I started researching and decided the best way to save money would be to do it myself, customizing an existing shelving unit with LED lights. I had very specific areas that I needed these shelves to fit into, so I needed these shelves to be within a specific width. I don't know if I can do that gesture and get the dimensions in there just right. I researched display cases that were within my dimensions and found a lot of cheap looking units that I hated and some other great shelving systems that were way too expensive. Eventually I found the Milsbo display case at IKEA. Luckily, I have an IKEA store in my town, so we just drove down there and checked out the shelves in person. I bought two of them at around $350 a piece, and then I just brought them home and assembled them. That may not sound cheap, but they're very sturdy and good looking. Trust me that I saved a considerable amount of money by spending a little bit more upfront on these units. With the cases assembled, I could more easily measure the interior for custom lights. The shelves are just over 2 feet across, so the measurement for the light strip was easy to decide. Custom LED light kits are available for this specific cabinet called Luke lights. These would have run about $260 for two display cases, but my problem was that the lights were only white. Knowing these shelves would need to go here in my streaming and recording space, I wanted them to be high quality RGB lights and to have fading patterns like you see it doing now, and also movement patterns. So I watched a couple of YouTube tutorials and bought everything I needed from Amazon to build the lights myself. I created a public list of all the items I bought to complete this project and posted a link in the description down below. If you're wanting custom RGB lights for the Milsbos, just buy everything on this list and you're good to go. I couldn't find any aluminum channels for the lights that were cut to exactly 2 feet. If any of you have found any, please post those in the comments to help others. If 2-foot channels exist and you can buy them, then you don't need to buy the ones in my list. And you don't need to buy the hacksaw in my list. I cut each of the channels down to 2 feet and I had 2 channels to spare because I had to buy a 10-pack. But this was my only waste. I settled for the btf-lighting Eco RGB strips based on a recommendation from one of the videos I watched, vouching for the quality of the WS2812Bs. I bought this product at Amazon for about $14, and 16.4 feet was just enough length to run lights above all 4 shelves in both cabinets. I connected them all using the matching BTF UL listed 3-pin 20-gauge extension cables, soldering the wires to all the connectors. I also added about 6 or 7 feet of wire to the bottom end. It was pretty easy, but I haven't soldered anything since I was a teenager, so some of my first joints look pretty bad, and I also melted the wire covers a little bit, so be careful with the soldering iron. But as I kept going and started applying the right heat for the right amount of time, my joints improved. I got the first 4 LED strips connected by wires. The one thing missing from my Amazon list are the heat sinks, and I bought those from my local Walmart. It's critical that you don't leave wires or solder joints exposed, and I used an ordinary hairdryer to shrink them around each of my solder joints. Then I affixed the LEDs to the aluminum channels and used 3M double-sided foam tape to affix them to the underside of the cabinet and the bottom of the glass shelves. The 15-foot roll I bought was just enough to cover all 8 of the channels I needed to mount. I used black electrical tape to cover the wires running down between each of the shelves. The 6-foot wire at the bottom runs right out from under the door and behind another storage unit. If you're building this and you can't hide this wire behind other furniture, then you might consider buying a 20-gauge 3-conductor wire PVC black cord to run from just outside the case to the controller. To make both of my units sync up and do the same lights, I twisted together the matching wires from both units and connected them to the BTF SP630E controller. This was recommended on the Amazon page for the LED light strip, and it can be controlled by Bluetooth with a smartphone app. The app lets you pick solid colors, or runs any of 146 pre-programmed dynamic patterns, or you can program your own. The app also lets you control the lighting with music. I was expecting to be unhappy with my first controller choice and probably have to return it a few times, but I got lucky, and I'm really happy. Total cost for both cases for me was about $950, but if you already have the tools, then you could save about $47. I did save about $60 plus shipping by not buying the Luke lights. Doing it myself, I estimated I saved about $2,000 not buying high quality furniture. Yes, you could buy display cases from Amazon for about $200 each, but they don't seem to be good quality furniture. Also seems like most of these absolutely must be wall mounted, which wasn't an option for me. If you have any questions about creating your own custom LED lights for your own display cases or any other project, hit me up down in the comments and I'll try my best to answer. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.